absence of light, but the presence of weight. Inside the observation dome of the Onyx Research Station, the only thing more terrifying than the black hole looming outside is the absolute, suffocating silence within. Elias Thorne sits in a shattered pilot's harness, his breath shallow, misting against a cracked visor. Outside, Sagittarius A-star, the great devourer, warps the universe into a halo of blood-orange plasma and violet gravity. Elias is deaf, but he feels the station screaming. He feels the subsonic hum of the accretion disk grinding against the hull like tectonic plates. His suit's HUD flickers a cold lunar blue. System status: critical. A warning light pulses amber. Each flash is a visual heartbeat in the dark. Elias activates his haptic dampeners. The blue fiber lines on his suit glow. He knows the rules of the Onyx. Here, at the edge of forever, sound is a death. Elias unbuckles and drifts into the corridor. The floor is a cold metal grating, weeping with condensation. The air smells of ozone and metallic blood. He moves like a shadow, watching his HUD's vibration sensors. He nears Sector 4. The lighting shifts, a violent, rhythmic amber stroke. Ahead, he sees Dr. Eris. The man is on his knees, his face a mask of silent agony. Eris is panicking. In his desperation, he claws at his throat and kicks a heavy wrench. Elias's HUD screams red. Vibration event, 85 decibels. The moment is frozen. As the wrench hits the floor, the amber light swells. Space-time ripples like water. Dr. Eris doesn't die. He is subtracted. He vanishes into a cloud of gray static, erased from history as if he never occupied the space. The wrench follows, dissolving into nothingness. Elias presses his back to the freezing bulkhead, his heart hammering against his ribs, praying the entity didn't feel his pulse. He reaches the engineering core, where gravity has become a suggestion. Spheres of bright green coolant float upward like emerald pearls. The bulkheads are warping, bending into impossible geometric shapes. The lighting is a chaotic dance of lunar blue and gravitational purple. To Elias, the world is a kaleidoscope of shifting weights. He must cross a shattered walkway. Below him, the reactor core pulses with a deep, violet energy that threatens to pull the marrow from his bones. He activates his magnetic boots, but the walkways are vibrating too much. He leaps, physics bending around him. He climbs across the ceiling, his fingers digging into freezing conduits. He watches a sphere of coolant drift past his visor, reflecting the fire of the black hole outside. He is a ghost in a machine that is being unmade. Every movement is a gamble against a conscious silence that is hungry for the slightest echo. He enters the server hub. The center of the room holds a shimmering heat haze, a distortion in reality. Inside the haze floats the Onyx memory drive, a crystal of reflective black glass. As Elias approaches, his haptic suit begins to malfunction. The blue lines pulse from the inside out, vibrating against his skin in a pattern he didn't initiate. He isn't feeling the station, he is feeling a voice. A silhouette emerges from the static, a human shape made of reversed light and stolen time. It has no face, only a fissure where a mouth should be. The haptic resonance translates the nightmare directly into Elias's skull. Elias, the void whispers through his skin. We remember the sound you made. The distortion steps forward, and the air grows heavy with the smell of copper. Elias realizes the entity isn't just a hunter, it is a witness. The gravity flips. Elias is slammed into the ceiling as the entity reaches out. Suddenly, the room is full of echoes. Static-filled versions of Elias emerge from the walls, moving with a jarring, time-lagged motion. This is a fight against his own history. Elias ducks a punch that warps the light around it, shattering a server rack into pixels. He launches himself through the zero-G environment, striking at shadows that feel like cold marble. He pulls an EMP grenade from his belt. As it detonates, a sphere of purple light expands, temporarily flattening the distortions. One echo is erased, but the original silhouette remains, standing perfectly still amidst the wreckage. Elias finds himself staring into a cracked mirror of his own identity. His HUD is failing. His suit is dying. The silence is closing in, and the black hole's roar is now a physical vibration that threatens to liquefy his organs. Elias reaches the memory drive. His fingers flicker into gray static as he touches it. The crystal begins to project an image into the freezing air. It is a recording of a ship, the Vanguard. He sees a younger version of himself, face twisted in a mask of cowardice. The ship is failing, just like the Onyx. He sees a woman, Sarah, trapped behind an airlock. She is screaming his name, her hands frantic against the glass. The younger Elias doesn't open the door. He initiates the purge. He watches as the airlock blows, ejecting his crew, his friends, and Sarah into the cold, uncaring vacuum. The screen goes amber. He realizes now that the first sound wasn't a kick or a fallen wrench. It was his own silent scream of betrayal. That scream had a frequency, and the void had been tuning into it for years. The station begins to spaghettify. The view outside is no longer space. It is a wall of white-hot plasma. The echo stands before him again. It doesn't fight. It simply mimics his weeping. Elias watches as his tears float away, tiny crystalline globes of grief. He understands the twist now. This silent silence isn't an alien force. It is the manifestation of his own repressed trauma. He created the protocol to hide from the sound of Sarah's death. He realized that the monster in the corridor was him, trying to stop himself from remembering. The echoes were his failed attempts to change the past. The Onyx was never a research station. It was an altar built to his own guilt, orbiting the only thing in the universe heavy enough to crush a soul. The floor vanishes. Elias is floating in a white void. The station has been fully subtracted. There is no blue light, no amber warning, only a blinding, infinite purity. He is no longer the soldier. He is just a man at the end of time. He sees the silhouette one last time. It steps into him, and for a moment, the two become one. The static and the flesh merge. The blue lines and the amber strobes cancel each other out. Elias opens his mouth. He can't hear his own voice, but he knows the frequency is perfect. He says her name, Sarah. As the word leaves his lips, the white void shatters. The black hole closes. The accretion disk vanishes. Elias Thorne is no longer a soldier, a coward, or a ghost. He is the silence that remains when the story finally ends. The HUD reads, Protocol completed. Fade to black. Absolute zero.